What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here from GuitarJams.com. I'm going to give you a little soloing concept. I'm going to break down two little transition points that I think it'll really help those people that are trying to play up and down the neck. You know, it comes from that minor pentatonic extended scale. I'm going to show you a couple little things that if you work on with a lot of repetition, when you go to improvise, it's going to really open things up for you. And so I was just thinking about it, thought I'd break it down for you. Also, I have some bonus blues licks that are not on YouTube, DVD quality in the link below this box here. And I appreciate the Facebook stuff and Twitter and all that. But anyway, let's zoom in, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay, so the jam track that you saw in the intro there was just a kind of C minor, C bluesy minor kind of thing. Kind of doing the Hendrix chord kind of thing. So that opens us up to that C minor pentatonic scale. Index fingers on the root right there. I'm plugging it in right there for right now. And so, you know, that's the C note, also known as the 8th fret. And then we play that main pentatonic scale. Okay? But you could play that same pool of notes up and down the entire neck, and that's one of the goals we like to get at as a guitar player, especially, you know, one that wants to do guitar solos and stuff, which is a lot of fun. So we have this extended scale that we use, or I've always used as kind of a roadmap to start branching out. And I've got a lot of videos on this, more in the olden days of my YouTube stuff, but nonetheless, it's all there. And so what you could do is get your ring finger on the root, and then you have a little box right below that main position. So it would be the 6 to the 8. 6 to the 8 on the A string, and then you'd slide with that finger, and now you're in your zone, your main pentatonic shape. You know, and all the stuff that goes with it. You could go all the way down like that, but now you could go... You know, the sliding, there's a lot of new things that come out of knowing that little spot of the extension. Okay, but it also exists right here. You're in your home row, your main scale again. And you get to that 10th fret on the G string, and you have a whole step slide up there, too. From the 10 to the 12 on the G string with your ring finger. Okay? Now, if you're going to keep going up the scale, you want to transition to your index finger onto the 11th. It would naturally feel like it should be your middle finger, and we're going to do that too, but if you're just trying to go all the way up, you'd go index, ring, slide, index, ring, slide, index, ring, slide. So for that whole thing, if you're just practicing it up and down, you're only using your pointer and your ring finger. And back down. And each little position has its own really nice little licks that come out of it, okay? But the thing that I want to actually deconstruct right now, which besides playing and practicing what I just showed you, is just, you know, even if it's over a jam track or a groove, is to work on the little transition spot. And so the main one I'm going to show you right now, and it's the one I think you should focus on the most right now, would be this. You know, all that just really juicy little spot right there. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm sliding with my ring finger on that 10th up to the 12th. And then because for right now, I'm not going to keep going up, then I'm going to just do what feels natural. Just do what feels natural, man. And the middle finger is going to go to that 11th fret of the B string right there. So watch. And then that ring finger, still from the 12 on the G, slides back down. And then you can get index right there on the 8th of the G, which is just part of that main. So if you had a jam track going or even a blues, so I had two variations there. I did a slide and then an immediate slide. But then the other option could be, you could hit that natural, then slide. The next thing would be to do that as a double stop. So you could actually, from a half step down in that run, which would be the 11th fret of the G, you can go right there, and that same middle finger move, which is for right now on the 10th fret of the B, you're going to slide it up a half step. So it's just a passing tone. This isn't a chord we really want. We want this, but we want to slide into it like this. You don't want to hear the slide back. You only want to hear the slide up. My index is just kind of lightly touching the strings to help mute. So look at from the main pentatonic into those little concepts right there. Check it out. Good stuff. Okay, now watch this. The next one's going to be a little bit trickier, but I know you can do it. Because I remember when it was hard, and then I could do it. But I don't remember when that happened, you got to just keep at it. If you avoid it, you'll never get it. So you got to play through it bad before it becomes good. Okay, so this time we're going to slide from 10 to 12 on the G. Then middle finger is going to go to that 11 of the B. But with my pinky, and that's what I think you should practice, I'm going up to the 13 of the B, which is the root. Because then my ring finger is still right there on the 12 of the G. And I'm going to slide it back from 12 to 10. Now I'm back in the home row again. So look at that. Now, you could repeat ideas. And then if you work all those ideas out, then you can also have where it's not your middle finger on the 11 of the B, but your index, because you're going to keep going up. Into all that rock star bend kind of stuff. Here's the switch. So both can flow seamlessly eventually if you just keep working on this little micro position here. Really as a practice thing, not necessarily even an improvising thing, but really practice those little slides and transitions, and then when it's time for you to jam, you'll find that it gets into your playing. And I think that would be a wonderful thing, because I remember what that was like for me when I was starting to do that beyond my famous only lick I had for about a year or so. And that's about all I could do. Of course, YouTube didn't exist, but anyway, all those same transitions can be done with your index and ring finger right here on this little transition is the same thing as, which is the 8 and the 10 on the A string, and then you'd have the 8 and the 10 on the D string. So this time, because of the tuning of the guitar, the fingering would be different, but if you hear this lick, you could do it right here, an octave lower. And because of the tuning, like I said, now I'm going, so right now I'm hitting that 10th on the D, and then rolling my ring finger over to the 10 on the A. Oops. Okay, so those little transition spots, focus on them every once in a while, and I think it'll really help. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get something out of it. I know working on that really helped me a lot, so I'm wishing the same for you. Thanks for hanging out. Bonus links below. We'll see you again real soon. Take care.